Welcome, everyone. I'm here with Liz. Liz, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
And great having you here. Tell us a little bit about your latest and greatest emerging methodology to help us advance our businesses, which is why we're here. Tell us about the session you were speaking in and what you enjoy speaking about.
Yeah, email marketing. So I talked about how to create addictive content. There are billions and billions of emails going out every single day. So the challenge for marketers is how do we stand out among all of that stuff. So I talked about how you can stand out by creating really addictive, awesome content that's engaging, it's personal, and it's transformative to your audience's life.
Got it. And we know there's just way too much really bad email going on out there.
Yes.
I'm sure your session offered some incredible tips and advice on how to change things. But quick question for you. What's happening outside of the U.S. with email, and what do you expect to happen inside of the U.S.? And you know, of course, what I'm referring to. But
I'm guessing you're referring to GDPR.
Yeah. And do you think that's something like that could ever happen in the U.S. here? What's your prediction on that?
I think it's likely. I think the thing about GDPR is everyone in the marketing world freaked out. But if you're doing the right things, it's not that big of an issue. So if you're not buying your email list and you're not using people's data inappropriately, you know, no one's going to go after you and sue you. Now, if you're a really big company, there's more of a likelihood that could happen. But if you're, following best practices and respecting your subscribers' data, you're going to be fine. So I think it could happen in the U.S. I don't think it's anything to panic over.
Got it. And what are some quick tips and advice that you could share with people to tease them on why they should go and look at your video and look at your recording of your session? Give us a couple tips.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I recommended in my session was short subject lines. The reason being is, like I said, billions of emails every day. Short subject lines are really easily scannable. Most people are writing longer subject lines. So 90% of subject lines are 30 characters or more. So you'll stand out from all those people. And additionally, more than 50% of your subscribers open their emails on mobile. And if your subject line is more than 30 to 40 characters, it'll get cut off from mobile viewers depending on what device they open from. So I recommended shorter subject lines, and I also recommended making sure you really know your audience and you're personalizing your content to that audience.
Got it. We'll talk about personalization at scale in a minute, and we could talk for like 4 hours about that, I know. But what are your thoughts on using your brand name in a subject header? Like taboo takes up too many characters, almost feels like a sales pitch right from the get-go, no matter what it is.
Yeah, I would avoid using your brand name and instead figure out how you can personalize it to the reader.
I see.
So yeah, I definitely avoid using the brand name. It might work for some people though. It's worth split testing.
And what about, rather than spelling out Content Marketing Conference, which by the way is a really long name to have to spell out anywhere, especially if you're like trying to work on SEO and making sure you have #1 rankings for that, and yuck. But our abbreviation CMC or WA for writer access, I mean, do those help add a little punch, a little snap so people, or do they see who that's from anyway? Like it's from Byron White from Content Marketing Conference. So why even like stop wasting your characters? That would be,
Right, yeah, so usually if it's in your sender name in any respect, so everyone knows Byron White, founder of CMC, so if your sender name is already saying what the brand is, then I would say it's just wasting space to include it in your subject line as well. Now, if you're sending from your personal name and people don't associate your personal name with your brand, that's a different story.
Got it. And as far as length of content on an email, just browse on that for a second. Are we really minimalizing things these days and getting right to it?
Yeah, I actually looked at 1,000 emails from 100 top marketers today to see how long their emails are on average. It's around 450 words is the average.
Interesting.
But within that,
double paragraphs or one paragraph typically? I mean, 450 words, that's not a lot.
450 words is around a 3-minute read time. So it's definitely a few paragraphs. But within that, you have really successful experts who are sending emails that take about 1 minute to read. And then you have really successful experts like Ann Handley,
Yeah.
who sends Total Anarchy, which takes approximately 14 minutes to read.
Wow.
On average. Her emails are really long. So you see really successful people sending short emails,
Yeah.
sending long emails. So one of the points I made in my talk is it's less about the length of your email and how much, and more so about how much value is in that email.
Right.
So Ann Handley's emails are long, but they're so phenomenal and value-packed. People keep reading. Her engagement is off the charts.
Yeah.
And then there are people who send short emails, and because they're engaging and filled with valuable content, people love them too.
Yeah.
So if your email is filled with value, who's going to stop reading?
Yeah, that's the challenge. What about graphics on the top of your emails? Is that just reeking of sell, sell, here's my brand? Are you seeing better results with no graphics and pure, more like, hey, I'm really writing you. Hi, John. Thought you might like this. I was just thinking of you the other day. We won't go into personalization at scale at this point, but what are your thoughts on graphics in the top of emails in general?
I think it depends on your brand. So I think sometimes it feels inauthentic for a really huge brand to try to send this email that looks like a letter and that doesn't have their branding in it. And sometimes it's super effective. If you're an influencer, the more personal looking you can get, the better.
In other words, no graphics.
Yeah, or if you include graphics, like I'll see people like Joanna Wiebe of Copy Hackers, and she includes like GIFs and little images throughout her emails,
Yeah.
but it's not super branded. So I think, I see experts doing both. I think it depends on your brand, and I think both work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't clutter your email with images.
Okay.
Because it seems to me a little bit cheap, but
Yeah.
I think it can be super effective for some people. And again, I'll say split test it.
Right.
I love split testing. So try an email with no images versus one with images,
Yeah.
and see which one gets better click-through rates.
Yeah. Well, you have proven to me and the world, your audience here, that you are the guru expert on emails. So thank you for all your knowledge and for sharing it with our attendees here at CMC.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
Right on.